The Institute for Global Engagement is a new voice in the evangelical Christian movement. It's a voice of moderation, working to foster mutual respect and understanding between Muslims and Christians.
As a Christian organization, however, and as consistent with the Abrahamic traditions, we think of religious freedom as the responsibility to respect and be reconciled with our neighbor. In other words, tolerance is not enough. We have to move beyond tolerance, show respect for our neighbor according to the inherent dignity they have because God has created them. So that's the premise for what we do and how we engage the rest of the world. We are nonpartisan, we are non-proselytizing, we are non-profit. What we care about is that we enhance and equip people to respect their neighbor across cultural, national, ethnic lines that sometimes get in the way of people understanding people to solve issues that we all face together.
Chris did not attend the Madrid Conference for Dialogue Among Religions, but he supports its objectives.
It begins by naming the things that we have that are different. So authentic voices from within the Muslim majority world, especially the Arab Muslim world, it could never be more important time than what King Abdullah is doing. King Abdullah did that in Madrid. I think it would be a wonderful example to bring it back into the kingdom and to invite people of the book to have that discussion there, see for themselves there, and have some very honest conversations about what it looks like and how this respect takes place. It's just, there's too many stereotypes, Christians against Muslims, Muslims against Christians, all in the name of God. And sometimes if you just change the subject of the sentence, it could be a Muslim or a Christian talking about the other the exact same way. And I've experienced that in the Muslim world against Christians, and I experienced in the Christian world against Muslims.
Suhail Khan, a Muslim American, joined this mainstream Christian evangelist organization, which rejected negative statements made by some fundamental Christian evangelists against Islam.
And just as we ask our non-Muslim friends to be careful not to stereotype Muslims, that some of the voices that they might hear in the media about Muslims don't represent the entire Muslim community. Likewise, I sometimes warn my Muslim friends to be a little careful that there are some very angry, unfortunate statements that are made by evangelical leaders, but I warn them or I remind them that they don't represent the entire evangelical Christian community. It's a very large community, as you said, between 45 to 70 million here in the United States alone, and that there are many voices, and many of those voices are voices that want to reach out to be in common cause with Muslim Americans and others where we have so much in common.
One of the main themes of the Institute is tolerance is not enough, and that faith community should work together for the common good. And that's why the Institute has several programs in some Muslim countries.
So in the case of Pakistan, we are working with the Vice Chancellor of the university. The person who oversees the program is a Muslim, and they are talking about, they have a program on Islam and global society. And what does Islam say about global society and respecting our neighbor, respecting the minority in our midst? That curriculum is developed by the people at the University of Science and Technology at Banu. We are a part of that process, but they determine what the content of the curriculum is and how it is taught. And if we have any issues with that, or they tell us what they're doing, but if there's any issues, we would say something. But we've never had any issue because it's according to the very best of Pashtun culture, very best of Al-Quran Kareem, and we have seen respect grow among students, and it's a very different kind of example for the region worldwide because that region is known for, at least in America, to be the homeland of terrorism. Yes, there are terrorists there in that part of the world, but yes, there are good people there who are trying to practice the best of their culture and their faith, and that's what we want to celebrate and acknowledge on its own right, but that process of the best of the culture and the best of the faith is also the ultimate deterrent against extremism and against terrorism because it's owned by the culture and by the faith. It's not what we're doing as Americans visiting there. They live there, they know what's best.
Interfaith and building bridges between faith communities is indeed gaining momentum in the United States. For Bridges, this is Aziz Fahmy in Washington, USA.